What's up, guys? It's Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great Saturday, great start to y'all's weekend. I'm doing something a little different here. I got the webcam up. This is my first time doing this, so I'm going to get a better webcam in the future, so it's a lot better of a visual and I can interact with y'all a lot better. So what we got now is we're going to talk about Tropical Storm Beta and its effects on Texas and the heavy rainfall that really can plague that area. So right now we have an awesome air mass over the parts of the southeast. As you can tell, and this is from ambient weather here. I use an ambient weather station, so I'm able to use this dashboard that shows other ambient weather stations. But right now we have an awesome air mass over parts of the southeast, the Carolinas, parts of Georgia. It's even cool in the northern half of Florida and leaks into places like Alabama and things like that. But if you look over here in Texas, which is what we're going to be talking about, it is still very warm. Temperatures well into the 80s, even as we're getting later into the evening there. But temperatures are already dipping into the low 60s for a lot of people in the Carolinas, and that is due to an area of strong high pressure will ultimately save our area from the effects of Tropical Storm Beta. But before we get deep into this video, I asked y'all do subscribe. I'm on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So hit the subscribe button if y'all want to keep up to date with weather here in the southeast and South Carolina. If not, I just appreciate y'all watching. So let's get deep into this right now. Latest update here. This was from 5 p.m., so we probably already got an update here. But as of now, it's not expected to become a hurricane now. But even though it's not expected to be a hurricane, we still have hurricane watches along parts of the Texas coast, and it's still expected to make landfall as a tropical storm. But the biggest issue with this is heavy rainfall, not necessarily the winds and things like that. It's just the potential for a stationary storm that can dump huge amounts of rainfall. So that is the main threat here, and I'm trying to go through these panels here. So check it out. This is days 1 through 5 rainfall forecast, and I'll tell you what, they are going. NOAA is definitely pinpointing more rainfall than what some of the operational models are showing. The latest ones are showing areas around Houston, just south of the coastal areas of Texas. Well over a foot of rain, over 15 inches of rain, just off the coastal area of 20 inches plus. So that is a ton of rainfall, and it's going to be falling in the course of a few days. Nothing Harvey-like, but this is a potential dangerous situation here for this area for sure. And as we flip through here, you had a convection blow up here. I'll tell you what, the main part of the energy of Beta, Tropical Storm Beta here is definitely northeast of the system. There is nothing going on hardly around the center. In fact, the convection that blew up earlier this afternoon is kind of diminishing. So we're going to see if anything blows up overnight, if this thing can really keep on going. But right now we're just it doesn't look like it's getting going that well. So one thing I do want to talk about is RI, which stands for rapid intensification, and you can get that really anywhere here in the Gulf Stream or in the Gulf of Mexico, but really it really happens in the Gulf of Mexico. And you can tell this cool area of water where Sally just went through to upwelling. There's just cool water. It's not that cool, but it's relatively cool compared to other areas in the Gulf of Mexico. But you got areas where Tropical Storm Beta is sitting at 29, 30 degrees Celsius, which is sitting around the mid-80s in Fahrenheit. So that is very warm, but there's a lot of conditions right now that is preventing development of Tropical Storm Beta. And I'm trying to get through my panels here. And so here we go. This is the latest GFS from 18Z. You check it out, you see the 993 millibars. You see all that strong shear just north of it. That's one thing that's definitely going to prevent this. And as we're going through each panel, we're getting to Monday. It makes landfall, but there's definitely some shear on top of the storm that's really preventing development. And it's definitely not a very favorable environment for development. But you got to keep the warm water in consideration because that's always going to be there this time of the year. So shear is definitely going to be an issue. Another thing is, as you check out the we got to fix this here. You check out all the browns and the lighter shades of blue, if you want to call it that. That is dry air, and that is because of the trough that has moved through basically the whole entire eastern seaboard, and the high pressure kind of funneling in dry air, and basically the only moist air is from tropical storm beta. So I mean, basically it's probably going to get a lot of dry air trapped into its circulation. So it's kind of like you got two against one. You got dry air and shear against warm waters. So either way, I think there's development that's going to occur. I just don't think there's a lot of development that's going to occur. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I don't think necessarily it's the wind speed or the strength of the storm that's a big deal. It's the rainfall, and that's for sure. And check it out. This is the European. European's really not that crazy, but it is pinpointing the northeast flank of the storm right there, the southern end of Louisiana, kind of close to where Hurricane Laura made landfall, as definitely being where a lot of the rainfall sets up, and it's showing well over a foot there. It's already raining due to moisture from beta in those areas. So, you're dealing with that. The rainfall. Let's flip to this. So the reason we're getting such slow movement from beta is because you have an area of strong high pressure that's funneling in this beautiful weather here in the southeast, very, very below average and very unseasonable weather here, and that's what that is. So no storm is going to work into high pressure, and certainly not strong high pressure. So you're getting movement, and as we're getting into early next week, part of the ridging of this high pressure is even leaking into parts of the mid-south in Texas. So it's on top of beta, so it can't really move north, and it's kind of trapped, kind of like Sally, and it can't move much. But finally, as this nice weather unfortunately moves out the southeast, the high pressure kind of erodes away or shifts on out, and beta, whatever's left of beta, is able to kind of move, and it's kind of down here. It's kind of move east and bring heavy rainfall to the whole entire coast of Texas and parts of Louisiana. Where it goes inland, we kind of don't know yet. But I tell you one thing, it's going to dump a lot of rainfall. Intensity guidance, and like I said, this isn't a huge deal, but a lot of them have came down to staying at tropical storm strength. You still got some kind of peaking at hurt category 1, a low end, but I don't even think that's, I wouldn't, I'm gonna sit here and say, I wouldn't be surprised if it does reach hurricane. Right at the last 24 hours of storm water seems to be the trend this year, when these things like to really blow up. So that is definitely a possibility. But check it out. This is the latest GFS, and we have movement, and it shows it strengthening overnight, but then it just keeps it at a low-end tropical storm. But then check it out. It strengthens right before landfall and starts to deepen again, but not too much. But makes landfall south of Houston, well south of Houston, and makes landfall. And it's a little different than what we talked about this morning. It gets all the way in. It makes landfall inland, and then it gets all the way there, and it just basically weakens into nothing, and it might kind of drip back over the ocean again. But all together, and this is getting into all the way next Friday, well, this coming Friday now, and it's just kind of dumping a lot of rainfall, whatever's left of it. So by far the biggest threat here is rainfall for sure from tropical storm beta. But we're going to watch and see what this one does. It is another immediate threat for the U.S. So, I mean, it's definitely something we need to watch out for. Hurricane watches are still out. And tropical storm warnings are out for a huge chunk of the coast of Texas. And then the same areas that got hit by Laura. So, has it as a tropical depression over parts of Louisiana by this coming Thursday. So this is gonna be a storm we talk about for the next week. And so, if you're wondering why we've been dealing with so many clouds today, it's due to Tropical Storm Beta. Like I said, the northeast flank of the storm is like extending outward so much that we're getting cloud cover from a tropical storm way off in the western Gulf of Mexico. So that's pretty impressive, considering. But there she is, whatever Beta's considered. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl, honestly. But that's pretty much all I got, guys. I'll give y'all an update, but the biggest threat of Beta is definitely excessive and flooding. I don't think historic rainfall, because this is areas that got hit by Harvey. And I tell you what, that is a record. I think that's 60 inches of rain. That's a record that'll probably stand for a long time. I don't think Beta is going to break that record. So, but that's all I got. That's my update for tonight, and I appreciate y'all watching.